In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your driver's side mirror on your Ford E-350 Super Duty. It's located on the driver's side door. All right, I'm going to use a Phillips head screwdriver and take out this screw on the top. Once you get that out, you can take off this plastic cover. Underneath, you're going to see 3 nuts and 1 hiding down here. So that tells us we have to take off this whole door panel to get to that last one. All right, we're going to use a Phillips head screwdriver or drill, and you're going to undo your screws here. So you got a screw under here. There's a screw behind this panel, and then there's a screw at the bottom of the door. So let's start with this one. Take off your flap, use the Phillips head, and we're going to take out the screw. Next, we're going to take this little panel piece out. I'm going to use a small screwdriver or a trim tool and pull that right out. So don't break these off. You got to pull it out this way and then pull it out. Now we're going to get this screw under here, also with a Phillips. All right, so just to make a mental note, when you're putting things back together, this short screw goes here. The other ones are all the same length. All right, on the lower part of the door, to the left, the screw hides. They usually have like a little cover over it, but this one doesn't have it. If you have yours, just flip it off with a flathead. Okay, so that should be all your screws. The only thing left we have to take off is our crank for our roll window. Here we are at a window crank. We're going to separate this handle. It comes apart. So we're going to use a trim tool, and we're going to separate out this top piece of the window crank handle, like that. So I've just twisted my trim tool to pop it off, and then you're going to roll that down. And then inside here is a Torx bit screw, and you're going to use a T20 to loosen that. So you're going to use a T20 screwdriver to take this out. So you can see that I marked it here. I'm going to make it a little brighter to show where it lives when you take it out. Here's a tech tip for you. I want you to crank your window all the way down so that you can access the mirror when you're installing it before you take off your crank. Okay, once you take that out, you can just place it down off to the side. Okay, so now we're going to take off the door panel. To do that, we're going to pick up the door panel and then take it out. So you're going to lift it up, and then you're going to take it out. You can just rest that on the bottom. All right, so you're going to take out these 4 nuts using an 11mm socket. I'm going to leave that one there, hanging on a little bit. Before you take off that last nut, make sure you have a hand on your mirror. Now we take off our last nut. All right, so now we can take our mirror off. There's usually like some foam that goes with it. All right, so you're going to want to take off this plastic packing corner protector. And this foam square, this is just for packaging. You also want to take out these. Can't really get some nuts on there without taking these off, so. What you do want to keep is this foam. That is staying. All right, so now we're ready to install it. All right, so now we're going to line up our mirror. We're going to put the studs through the holes. Once you get it through, you're going to start one nut until you get to the other side of the door. So now we can put the rest of our nuts on. Finger tight. And then I'm going to be torquing these to 80 inch-pounds. Using an 11 millimeter. I'm going to support my mirror with my other hand while I tighten these down. All right, so we're going to torque these to 80 inch-pounds. After you're done doing that, we can start putting the door panel back on. All right, so make sure your door lock is lined up. And it should find its way into the little hooks. There we go. And let it just sit down. Good. All right, using a Phillips head screwdriver, we're gonna put our screws in. One on the top here. All right, now we could put our screw in this metal bracket. Snug that up. All right, so you're gonna feed your handle through there. Line it up with the two holes, push it in, and give it a good whack. Put the screw in. Again, this is the shortest screw out of all of them, so that's how you know which one goes here. Now you can put your cover on for your screw. Make sure you put your two tabs going into those little holes on the side, and then push it in. All right, so here's the one on the bottom corner. Now you can put your plastic cap back on if you have one. All right, so our crayon marking there is going to tell us where to put this. And line it up as good as possible. And we're going to use our Torx bit T20 and tighten it up. After you tighten that up, you can slide your handle back together. Snap it on. Make sure your window goes up and down. Beautiful. So now we're going to put our trim piece back on and slide it in, line up our screw, and tighten it down. Good. Now you're going to make sure everything works and you're good to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.